What's up, guys? Welcome to another week of Nickonomics, a show for entrepreneurs, and searchers just curious about what kind of businesses are out there. This week's a little bit different. I'm here in Dallas. You can see my hair is disheveled. I was traveling very early this morning, much to my wife's chagrin, but I'm here on some business. Chris and I are having some meetings. We're doing some interviews for our chief of staff. And I decided while I was here, I might as well do my show. But this week I did something a little bit different. I'm not actually taking calls from people with questions. I'm the ones doing the questioning. I sat down with Sam Thompson. He is the owner of Creative OS. They are a digital ad platform that fuels digital marketing campaigns for brands. Super interesting conversation. I knew nothing about the space. You'll see the questions that I ask are very rudimentary, but we went through everything: revenue, profit, customer acquisition costs, lifetime value, business model, what keeps him up at night, what he's excited about, what he's not excited about. It was a fascinating conversation. One of the really cool things that I just couldn't believe is Sam's company, Creative OS, is responsible for over $100 million worth of ad spend based on the templates that they provided to their customers. It's mind-blowing to think about you being responsible for $100 million. Chris and I sat down and penciled this out a couple of months ago where we were like, our businesses cumulatively have generated $100 million of revenue, but Sam's work has been responsible for $100 million of ad spend. Mind-blowing. Anyways, I hope you guys really like this episode. Please, if you do, like, subscribe, tell your friends about it. I would love for you to subscribe wherever you are: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. And please leave some feedback. I'd love to hear how I'm doing. Give me a star rating review. Write me an email. Send me a text. Send me a carrier pigeon. I really don't care. I really enjoy doing this for you. Would love to hear how things are going. And with that, let's just hop into the show. We got Sam Thompson here. You may have seen him on Twitter as Sam Thompson. We made his office into a podcast, and I'm super stoked about this. Sam is a mid-20s media, tech, entrepreneur, and mogul. I'm going to let you give yourself an introduction because I couldn't even do your business's justice. Tell us a little bit about what you do, where you're from, all of it.
Yeah. Born and raised LA, trapped across the United States, Boston, Minnesota, New York, all of those, building a cornucopia of internet businesses with a healthy mix of successes and failures, and now really focused in on software-enabled services in the marketing space. And so anything from SEO, paid ads, website dev, anything in that service space, and trying to leverage technology within those to
just give it a quick breakdown.
Yep.
What businesses do you have?
Okay. So we have Quicker Leads, which is a PPC agency.
Okay. Pay-per-click agency.
Yep. We have Unlimited Content, which is content marketing, SEO, low market kind of offer, which is one of my favorite businesses right now. But we have that. We have 72hoursites.com, which is get a website in 72 hours. It's really fire. Okay. Just launched that. We have our high ticket website agency, Blinks, where we do more of the $10,000 to $30,000 sites that are much more complex. And then we have Magic SEO, which is a more traditional SEO agency on that. And then Creative OS, which we'll talk about a little bit more in depth today, which is all in the ad creative space for Facebook ads.
And when you say we, you have
multiple partners. Okay. A lot of the agency ones are owned by Quicker HQ, me, Stephen Ullman, and Sam Preston. And then my boys over at Creative OS, Bobby and Austin and Chase, and we're running it up over there.
Okay. You're originally from California.
Yep.
Just moved out to Dallas a month ago.
Yep.
You do have in and out here, so that's good.
Thank God. At least twice a week.
And we're going to talk today about Creative OS. Thank you. I thought this would be fun to just have like a business breakdown and ask as many questions as possible. If you could, in like one sentence, what is Creative OS?
Yeah, it's essentially the creative ecosystem for e-commerce brands where we provide proven templates for landing pages, emails, and ad creatives for them to run ads with.
Okay. Who would use you? Who's your ideal customer?
Mostly the brands themselves and a lot of marketing agencies that are doing media buying or email marketing for brands are also customers for us. Okay.
And your typical customer is doing what? They're like a small one location business. They own multiple brands. What
So we have essentially 4 subsets of our market that we identify and target independently. One is, we'll call them the indie e-com brand. In the internet world, the drop shippers, right, that are just testing products and trying to run stuff up on those. Then we have the more established direct consumer brands ranging anywhere from doing $1 million a year to a couple brands that do north of 50, potentially even $100 million in revenue every single year. And then we have the freelancers that are one-off. Hey, we help somebody with media buying or email
Okay.
marketing. And then we have the agencies that are bigger organizations that support those e-com brands.
So let's say I'm Black Rifle Coffee.
Yep.
I sell online.
Yep.
What would I come to you for? I'd come to you to say, I want to launch a campaign, and then you would take it from there and do what?
We would provide all the templates. And so we transitioned away from done-for-you services
Okay,
entirely.
so you're not actually providing the services.
Yeah. So we originally, Creative OS started as a done-for-you service. It was actually called Better Creatives 2.5, 3 years ago. And my partner and I did, where we were doing done for you. They'd come to us for exactly that reason. Hey, we want to test more on the Facebook ad side. We want to do email marketing. We want landing pages. And so we did it at that $2,500 to $3,500 a month price point. The challenge with scaling a service business is it's just, especially something that's design or creative oriented, is just one of the more challenging businesses to grow and scale and hire for and all of that. And so we transitioned from that to taking all of the ads and landing pages and everything that we had created for our clients and turning them into templates that we could then sell as a digital product. Did that for, I actually left the business at that point for about a year. We sold those, did well, product market fit was there, but couldn't really maximize any of the enterprise value in it because it was all one-time packs, right? We were just selling them, pay us $150 and like,
so there was no recurring nature when you were doing it for them. There was no like, hey, we're placing X number of dollars per month and you're going to get this percentage.
We were doing that on when we were doing done for you, but we were only the creative arm. We were not doing any of the media buying or anything. So we would plug in either with the brands that already had an agency in place to do the media buying themselves. Or people that were using, either an agency or internal teams.
So would it be fair to say that this is a buzzword right now, but this is a productized service?
It was at that point. Now it's transitioned more into SaaS is a stretch, but it's getting there.
Okay. So again, I'm Black Rifle Coffee.
Yep.
I would come to you and say, look, we have our own team.
Yep.
But we're not getting the results that we want on Facebook, Instagram. Like, what are the platforms that you're...
basically. So we started with mostly ad creatives. And so they would sign up.
What's an ad creative?
So like you're running ads on Meta, right? And you need a creative asset to run as your visual component of that ad.
Got it.
And so we have all of the templates for that.
So something I would think of as like a flyer or some picture.
Yeah, but a digital version of it for Facebook. And so they would sign up, or their agency would sign up, their creative director, whoever that's going to be, and one click, copy and paste proven ad creatives that have already worked for a bunch of other brands that they can go plug in.
And the reason they would come to you is because they'd say, well, what type of font, what coloring, where you should place the lettering, what's going to catch people's attention, et cetera. They have their own team that's chosen the color scheme. They've chosen what the messaging is going to be, all of those things, but they come to you to essentially configure it.
Yeah. And get inspiration and just see what a bunch of other brands are running and being able to just like, essentially we try to accelerate their creative output at the end of the day. It's like, you're either going to start from a blank page trying to design an ad creative from scratch, or you can just come to Creative OS and get, I don't know, we're at like 1,000 ad templates now that you could just scroll and like one click, copy, paste, make it for your brand based on our template.
So would you be a company that brands go to as they're creating their brand? Or like, would Hanes come to you and be like, will you help us maximize our Facebook?
Yeah, we have all sorts. People that are net new brands that are trying to test ads for the first time, and people that are running ads. Yeah. Anyone that's looking for more creative assets comes to us.
Okay. I know these are dumb questions. So you're not necessarily helping them saying, oh, okay, your brand is Hanes. This should be the color scheme. This is what the lettering should be, et cetera. They already have that stuff. They're now coming to you and saying, we want to leverage this into Facebook or Instagram,
and they'll have Twitter, all that stuff, and we'll give them the template to do so.
Okay.
And so now it's so much more. It's self-serve. Like we think of Creative OS as a SaaS. I think like if you're thinking about it technically, it's probably a little bit more like a data as a service company. Or like we have the library. You guys can pop in and take what we
That's what I was going to say. Like the reason you're thinking of as a SaaS because it's just monthly.
Yep.
It's a recurring business.
Monthly recurring
self-serve. If they have things that they need, they go, they pick it out.
Yeah.
And are there any add-ons? Like, can you upsell?
Yeah. So we just rolled out secondary pricing. And so we were originally only doing ad creatives, and now we're doing email design and landing page design for websites as well. And then we have a handful of clients because we've built out a full, essentially creative team that we use to produce all of the templates. We have a couple agencies that work with us on done for you, where we'll actually go through and make custom stuff, but that's more in that $3,000 to $5,000 price point. We just don't prioritize it that much because we're going which we'll talk about valuation and all of that stuff. We're trying to stay more on the SaaS model.
So you make money right now by recurring revenue, not one-off done for you services.
Nope.
Okay. No. What's your ideal customer? How do you find your customers?
Twitter.
Really?
Good old Twitter. Yeah. Twitter's fun. We're starting. So we just went through a whole revamp of the actual product. It was originally built on no code. And so we just transitioned to being a full, mostly, well, for a bunch of reasons, but one piece being the multiple. A little bit more of a tech moat where people can't come and replicate us.
Yeah, because you're actually building proprietary software that you'll be able to actually say is an asset.
Versus like, oh, you could also go put Airtable and Webflow and all of these things put together. And so, yeah, we've been pushing on Twitter and now starting to we've done influencer marketing a little bit, other expert packs of people that are big names in the space. And then we're going to start breaching a lot more into cold. So paid ads for ourselves and then cold email.
I've always thought it was interesting. Like marketing companies have to get customers as well. So do they use their own marketing funnels to do it?
Yeah.
Like
we've been playing with ads this week.
That's like the definition of eating your own dog food, right?
Yeah.
Like,
we use our own ad templates to run ads for ourselves.
Dude, that's rad.
Yeah.
So you're also testing this stuff. So when you actually give these templates to customers, it's like, hey, that's how we got you.
Yeah.
We know that they work.
Yeah.
These are our conversion rates. This is where you should be. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, super fascinating. So how do you charge? What do you charge right now? Is it all one price?
Yeah, $49 a month. You get access to all of the ad templates for the creatives themselves. $99 a month. You get ads, emails, and landing page design templates.
Talk to me about like the size of the business, and you can speak broadly if you want. Like, is this a $1 million a year? Is this $100,000 a year top line?
Yeah, top line. So we just transitioned to SaaS on the recurring model in December, and so we're at 25K in MR now in the last 4 months.
Okay, so 25K?
Yeah, in MR.
Because 25K MR, that's going to be what, 250 customers?
Yeah, a little bit more. It's
no,
like
that's not right.
It's like
500.
Yeah, 470, I think.
Yeah, 5 times. Yeah.
Our ASV is starting to go up now.
What is ASV?
Average subscription value.
Okay.
And so we only had the $49 plan for a while.
That's a lot of customers. 500?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's working. Twitter's fun.
It's freaking mind blowing.
Yeah, and so we're starting to put a little bit more fuel on the fire there. It's been super organic, word of mouth, mostly out of a desire to like get as much product feedback as possible on that subscription model versus the one-time packs. And so before you switch to this new pricing model, how much revenue had your business done? When we were selling the one-time packs, I think we probably did, I don't know, 250 to 300 in top line.
A year? Or total?
We only ran that for about a year.
Okay.
Because Creative OS as an entire company is only
what made you switch? Old. Was it like not as profitable, or like you were saying,
there's like the recurring, no enterprise value.
Okay.
And we just figured that we could probably get our LTV up because we were selling those packs as a one-time thing for $150.
What was your lifetime value before?
It was 150, and now it's still new, and so it's continuing to go up every single month as people stay on.
I always wonder, how do you calculate lifetime value, especially when you're a new company?
Yeah, we
just make assumptions.
Yeah, Stripe gives you whatever that number is, and so for us,
Stripe does.
Yeah, Stripe gives you an average LTV.
I didn't know.
Yeah, you have to like go into the settings and ask for it.
There has to be like a methodology that they apply to it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you don't know.
I don't know the math. Like for us, we're just trying to make the numbers go up, whatever they are, and so LTV is on our dashboard.
Big numbers, good.
Let's get that one north. And so for us, we like it because we were at 150 for an LTV, and so now Stripe is saying our LTV is 206 or something like that this morning. So
in your previous model, how much did it cost you to acquire a customer?
We've not spent $1 on ads or any marketing.
You're dumb.
Yeah.
How much do you think it will cost you to acquire customers moving forward?
Depends on channel, obviously. Our target really is to break even on month one. And so our target CPA is $50.
What's CPA? Sorry.
Cost per acquisition.
Cost per
CAC,
acquisition.
Same thing.
Why do people differentiate between CAC and CPA?
It's the same thing. SaaS people use CAC a lot more. Ecom people
use CPA. Interesting. Yeah. What were your margins like before you pivoted, and what are they like now? Just like a rough percentage basis.
99.5% and now 85%.
Oh, so pretty bad.
Yeah.
They're only 85. I'm really sorry.
Digital product. It makes it easy.
What is so you're talking about before you were a true agency and the enterprise value was not great.
Yeah.
So like, what would that business have been valued at?
Maybe $500,000. Cause like,
just walk me through, like, how would you value it?
Yeah. So when we were running the agency, we were at, I don't know, aggregate, probably we were averaging maybe like 35 a month top line.
Okay.
What their agencies trade for like what 1.2.
I have no idea that.
I think it's like 1.2 top line rev.
Okay, so let's say that you're just to
But
make it easy.
Yeah.
Let's say it was $500,000 a year top line.
Yeah.
You could have sold for $600,000.
Yeah, in theory. And there's complications with that. Of like the team was super small. It was super founder reliant. Like,
there's a lot of key man risk.
It
Because,
would have been an earn out more than it would have been anything else.
Okay.
Like maybe probably positioned more as an acqui-hire, but like wasn't the direction we were trying to go with it anyways. And so we were really
focused on you.
Yeah.
Providing the service.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So
and we had just such a small team that were all contractors. There was no W-2. So it was hard. It was just like, it was a cash flow. We were like, oh, the market needs this. We're going to go make $30,000 to $40,000 a month just because like we have the people to do that. Let's go.
So now how do those businesses trade?
Yeah. So I would say probably like on the safer end, probably 4x.
4x revenue?
Yeah.
Why do they value off of revenue?
I don't know.
Because the margins are so good?
I just saw a report on acquire.com that was talking about that.
Okay.
Like the challenge is like I could sit here and be like, yeah, like our business is worth $1.5 million if you do a 6x on our 3, whatever, right? Like the reality on it though is like what it would actually sell for today versus what it's quote unquote worth with the math are two different things.
Right.
We've only been running it for 6 months. Like there's not enough historical data for someone to come in and buy that super comfortably. Still key man risk for sure.
But the idea was to turn it into a business that could actually be sold without any of you being necessarily acqui-hired.
Yeah. And it's getting there.
Has it reduced the amount of work that you put into the business? Changing it to this model?
Drastically. Yeah. We saw a huge reduction in running an agency is just the most time consuming business model. And so when we transitioned away from that, we went from 30 hours to 40 hours a week on that to 10. And then now, I don't know, I probably spend 4 or 5 hours a week on Creative OS.
So what did your team look like and what does it look like now?
Before, when we were running the agency, it was me, partner, and then we had 2 freelance guys that were supporting him. But to be honest,
VAs, or were they local?
They were like if we were hitting bandwidth issues and needed design support, not somebody that we brought in locally, all offshore. Now we have 2 or 3 engineers, a fractional CTO, and then a few smaller partners that also step in and do a couple hours of work on different pieces, which has been a huge lift. It's been awesome.
Yeah.
Dude,
that's super freaking interesting.
Yeah.
Have you had to change from like you having the relationship with the customers to actually building out a like customer relationship manager, client relationship manager?
Yeah. It's super self-serve. And like the nice part for us is like we try to build a business that was like supportless. Like there was not a need for a lot of support unless something was truly broken, meaning like one of the ad creatives when you click copy and paste didn't work.
Yeah.
And so we were going for simplicity. We have a support channel. We have a community in Slack for all of our customers, and we maybe get 1 message a month.
Interesting.
Like maybe a week, but like not that big of a support lift on that.
On Twitter, everybody's doing an agency, right? There's like lots of people who do agencies, but Twitter's kind of a bubble or an echo chamber, I guess I should actually say.
Yeah.
Where do you think we are in the maturation of either in agencies or just digital services? Are we early? Are we like, do you feel like there's a lot of runway for what you're doing?
Yeah, there will all like agencies will always exist, right? I think a lot of people have conversations that they're nervous that software will take over the service provider. But like the reality of it is all of these tools for all of these things have existed for a long time. You can go and run your own Google ads for sure. Like go ahead. But like a business owner doesn't want to do that.
No.
They don't want to, like they don't have the time. They'd rather pay. Like the competition to agencies is internal talent, right? Because that's more often the decision that's
What do you mean?
made.
What does that mean?
Like you're either going to hire us as an agency, like not Creative OS, but like you're either going to hire us.
You're either going to bring it in-house or you're going to hire an agency.
Right, because like the founder is not going to run the PPC forever. Like he's not going to run the Google ads, or he's not going to send the cold emails, or he's not, right? Like there will always be an outsource. And like, even though there are tools that would make doing it yourself easier, there will always be a market for people that don't want to do it themselves. And so like the benefit for the agency owners at this time, and who knows how long it will probably continue to be this way, is like the tools that agency owners can use to deliver high quality services are getting better rapidly right now, right?
Yeah,
AI
totally.
being what we do with unlimited content. We do not hide the fact that our customers on unlimited content can totally go sign up for an AI blog writing tool.
Yeah.
You can go ahead. Like if that's what you want to do,
Somebody's got to figure it out.
they're
You got
not
to
paying
manage
us for the
it.
quality of the AI. They're paying us that they don't want to do it themselves.
Yeah.
They don't have the time. They don't want to think about it. Like the last thing on their agenda is writing a daily blog post. So we just take it off their plate. We just don't charge $3,000 a month for it. We just charge $400. And so there's these opportunities like that where like tools are created that allow for the service provider to create more scalable offers and scale.
I forget. Did you go to college?
I dropped out.
You dropped out.
Yeah.
Are you a coder?
No
Okay.
code. No code.
Everything's all self-taught.
Yeah.
So you were just on Twitter and you saw this opportunity? Or like, how did you get it? How did you actually get started with it?
I've been in the digital service world since I was 15.
Okay,
like,
so you were just always curious,
making
teaching yourself,
websites,
learning how to
playing
do
with
that stuff.
Yeah. And honestly, more than anything else, I've just been like super lazy. And I'm like, there's got to be a tool.
You're not lazy.
I was like, there's got to be a tool that can do this. And so like, I just got super familiar with lots of tools, especially in the no code space.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
All right, I got some questions for you.
Let's go.
What do you love about this business?
About Creative OS.
About Creative OS?
Specifically.
And how do I like describe it without calling it Creative OS?
What do you mean?
Digital marketing service, digital content.
It's a SaaS. It's like
I know it's a SaaS, but like there's lots of companies that are SaaS companies, but they have a specific niche.
Yeah.
Digital marketing.
It's like paid media support, like paid media templates.
Paid media.
Yeah.
Digital media
is the world that we live in more than anything else, is the paid media. Like we're not trying
Why
to create
wouldn't I call
templates.
it digital media?
That's just so broad. We support specifically paid for ecom. Like we're not
What if I called it paid digital media?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm in.
It's my show. I'm going to call it
Yeah,
that.
you can do whatever you want. I'm along for the ride at this point.
All right. So let's call it paid digital media.
Sure.
What do you love about it?
It's a good question. Paid in general, I love that it's the most asymmetric return on time, right? Generally speaking, like for brands, you can increase sales by just changing the numbers.
Agree with that.
Right.
Why do you love this business though? That's more my question.
I think that it's very scalable. The return that I will see on it now being a SaaS is sizable. It's self-serve and it's high value for the customers that we serve.
So mainly financial.
Yeah.
It's not like you're like, I just love the digital space because of technology.
No, I love all of it, but nothing.
Sure.
There's not like on any, like very transparently, like everything that I do. Like I love marketing and growth. I love being in business more than anything else. For me, what do I apply that desire for? And like, that's what I love is like building and growing and networking and like all of that. I'm just trying to apply that energy to things that I think fit my personal financial plan. And so like I do all the agency services stuff because of the cash flow. Creative OS is a cash flow play, but like also the enterprise value that I'm building there is much higher. And so like I'm able to play both sides personally while doing what I love. And with the partners that I love, like that's why I love Creative OS. It's like that's the guys that I'm building with are like some of my best friends. And like we get to hang out and build and make money together. And like, that's more of what I love than, I'm super passionate about.
I love that you have an enthusiastic curiosity, right? Like you're just like,
I appreciate that.
Very curious on how things work.
Yeah.
And that's infectious. Like, it's just fun to figure stuff out.
Yeah.
What do you hate about the business?
What do I hate about the business? Yeah. It's so specific. Insufficient funds. Oh, the number of failed payments and involuntary churn we see.
Really?
On that business.
Oh, like
kills me.
And are you billing in arrears, or are you billing
or any of that sort of stuff? They sign up for the free trial and they churn, but they don't cancel. And it's because they have insufficient funds in their bank account. And waking up every morning, checking Stripe and seeing literally hundreds of dollars a day of transactions that are failing because of insufficient funds, the bane of my existence. It kills me.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I always find something funny. Real estate guys always look at SMB guys and think like, I wish I had a services business.
Yeah.
And then services business guys always look at real estate guys and are like, I wish I owned more real estate.
Yeah.
What industry or business are you the most jealous of?
The restaurant business.
Really?
Oh yeah. I think
why?
For the social component.
Fair.
Like I think owning a coffee shop or I don't drink, so like a bar wouldn't really do it for me. But I think owning a coffee shop or like having a physical place where the community like gathers would be so cool.
That's pretty rad. Okay.
Yeah. I don't really want to run a plumbing shop or real estate. I'll buy, but
okay.
Yeah.
No, I always think it's interesting because, especially when you're curious, the grass is always greener.
For sure.
And so it's like,
don't get me wrong. I look at everything on Biz Buy Sell. I'm super intrigued. But yeah, no, I'm going to stay in my lane.
What keeps you up at night?
Ideas and time allocation.
Ideas like I got to act now, or ideas like, oh, that would be really cool. And you just can't stop thinking about it.
I can't stop thinking about that. Okay. Like this would be dope, whether it's within a business or a new business. That's been my thing for this year is no new businesses. And I've been trying so hard because I just have ideas all the time. And I'm like, oh, we got the team that could do this and that and this and that and this. And it's like, let's get the main ones that are already working.
Yeah, I've been there.
And
I've been there.
That's what keeps me up at night.
Let's see here. Knowing what you know now, would you do this business again?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
That was an easy one.
Yeah, easy.
What are you obsessed with right now?
What am I obsessed with right now? Arbitrage. I think there's so much arbitrage opportunity right now in the digital space. Like we were talking about with the service providers, unlimited content is basically just an arbitrage opportunity. Are we better and can we create a more efficient system that allows for us to split the difference? Same, and it happens within digital marketing as well. From an SEO perspective, unlimited serves that and helps our clients take advantage of arbitrage, right? Like the keywords that we talked about when I jumped on your show randomly that one day.
That was awesome.
Where it's like you can just find niches in the keyword space, like not that much keyword difficulty, easy stuff to rank for. And if you can just write enough articles, you're able to get the total number like other people want in search volume, but you're dealing with the 10% of the keyword difficulty. And so there's just so much of that of like in little niches all over the place.
It's like just figuring it out.
Yeah.
There's got to be opportunities.
Little opportunities that I just like, if I see it and I go down the rabbit hole, which leads to ideas and then a business and then
not sleeping,
talking myself out of it and the whole thing.
Edibles.
No, hey, sometimes. Not anymore. Not in Texas.
All right. You want to look at some deals?
Always.
All right. So I thought it'd be fun after talking about the business, taking a look at a couple deals. I don't know how we're going to do this. I think maybe you just want to pull it up on your computer.
Yeah.
The idea behind this is we talk through the business, we get a better understanding of what they do, what their customer looks like, how they generate revenue, how they generate a profit, et cetera. And then we ask the question, how do you find businesses like this? And if I found a business like this, how do I know if it's good or not? So we're going to go through a couple of examples.
Yeah, you know more than me.
That Sam found.
I was looking.
So here's the first one. Where do you look for businesses?
Acquire.com.
Acquire.com
is a cool one.
Used to be MicroAcquire. It's now Acquire.com. Flippa.
Yeah. The SMB stuff, obviously, Biz Buy Sell.
But you're not really looking at SMB stuff. You're looking at tech.
This year, I'm not trying to buy anything. So
cool. No, it's good.
Chilling. But and then Empire Flippers as well.
Empire? I don't know what that is. I've never heard that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's on Twitter.
Okay.
Good guy.
All right.
Screen share.
Oh, sweet. There it is.
Yeah. Look at this.
All right. So this business, just give us the broad strokes.
Yeah. So basically, comprehensive SaaS-based software and website building platform for rental businesses.
So what was the criteria you used to find this business in the first place?
I went on Flippa and I clicked SaaS.
That's it? You just said SaaS?
I just started to scroll.
And then are you looking for something? Are you like, I want something that says website or digital or marketing?
Yeah. Generally, like all of them just give you like that one-liner.
Okay.
And so there's two types of businesses that are interesting to me. One's right now, I'm more interested in like plugins. What do I have in my ecosystem already that can be leveraged to like support the ecosystem? You know what I mean?
I heard this joke on My First Million where they were talking about building enduring businesses.
Yeah.
And one of the guys was like, I want to build a Chrome plugin, hand it down to my grandson. Grandson?
Tough, dude. Chrome won't even exist.
No, Chrome won't exist.
But yeah, so there's that. There's ones that are like, I don't know, in the SMB world, they talk about them as like tuck-ins, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that's like, how you view these.
Yeah. There's either the tuck-in business that like, hey, this would plug in well to something that we're already doing. Or there's the standalone kind of business. And so depending on who the buyer is and the context, like buying a business is like, everyone likes to talk about it so plainly, but there's just so much context that goes into it.
Know.
And so like this one.
All right. So describe it.
Yeah. It's classified. So I don't have all the details, but
just give the broad strokes.
It's doing $15,000 a month in profit.
Is that okay? So does it say what it's doing in MRR?
It's doing so that the margin on it is 45%. So probably around 30
Let's
ish,
say 30. Great.
30 ish, 5.5x profit multiple. Been around for 6 years.
Okay.
So I like that because
so 6 years is a long time in your space.
Oh yeah, especially in the like software and all of that. Like getting something that's 6 years old is solid.
What about a 5.5 EBITDA multiple? Like I know what it is in the S&B world, but is that reasonable?
Yeah, it feels fine.
At a 40% margin, let's just say that would be the equivalent of 2.5 times revenue. Right?
Yeah.
So 100.
Yeah, 2.5.
So 40% for, yeah.
And so your payback period, if you dumped it all in, would be like 3 years.
Yeah, less than 3 years.
Yeah.
That's reasonable. That's in the range for you.
Yeah, that feels fine. I think I look at it as that's not going to be the monthly profit for long. It's going to go up pretty quickly.
Why? Because you're viewing this as a tuck-in.
Yeah, like it's a website building platform. And so like for me, given my ecosystem, I just want all their customers. Because I can go sell them unlimited content. I can go sell them PPC. I can go sell them, right?
Is there anything in there that there's like a yellow flag or a red flag of, I don't know, customer churn or?
Not off the rip without contacting the seller or signing an NDA.
Does it matter where it's located for you?
No.
These businesses
on a software one, no. Not at all.
Let's say you bought this business. You would essentially just transition the customers and be able to handle them remotely.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's software, right? Like I'm sure they have customers all over the US.
Okay. So this is an interesting one for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. And then the other SaaS company that I found I don't love.
Okay. Don't spoil it for me.
It's all right. I just switched it over to this one. This one is a platform leveraging AI to generate high quality marketing copy, helping businesses enhance content creation.
What does that even mean? A platform leveraging AI?
Yeah, I'm sure you pop in there, you give it a prompt, and it writes your blog content, your kind of whatever.
Okay.
This one much smaller.
Okay.
1,100 in monthly profit.
Okay.
68% margin. So what? 1,500.
Okay.
Roughly. Mm-hmm. The multiples are better, but it's only been around for 2 years and it's a lot smaller. I think people would be interested in buying it.
How much is it selling for?
30,000.
Okay, so it's doing $20,000 a year ish in revenue.
Yeah,
but it's selling for 30,000. So it's in that 1 point.
Yeah, they're saying 1.6 on the revenue multiple and 2.3 on profit, which like I'm not mad at. I just think like the piece that makes me nervous with these is like with so much conversation around business buying happening that there's a segment of the market and maybe it's more in my world on like the indie hacker tech side that someone would be like, oh, let me go buy that for $30,000 and try to grow it, which like, sure, if you're going to do it for a flip, like if you could double the monthly profit and sell it for 60, that's fine. But if you're trying to build like a sizable business over a longer period of time, like transparently, like we're going to make the entire value prop of this business a feature of Creative OS. Right. And so I think there's just a lot of risk in it of like, you're not going to be able to compete. It like,
how is this different than the other business? Like I'm sure they still have a customer base. They have information that's going to be valuable to you. Like, why would you be less bullish on this than the other one?
If it was going to be positioned as a tuck-in, I could be down. I just think that unless they have some secret sauce going on the AI prompting, it just feels super easily replicatable.
Why wouldn't the web design company? I don't remember the description of the other one. Like that's not replicable.
Yeah, it's just harder to get to 15 or 30,000 a month in profit with.
Oh, so it's the scale for what they're doing.
Yeah, like me going and buying $1,000 a month of profit doesn't move the needle in the same way 15 does, and the size of it. And so it's almost an argument, which like Stephen Ullman, who's over there, and I talk about like, if you're going to buy a business, try to buy the biggest one you can, right? Like it's probably the safer bet, the bigger it is. As backwards as some people that are early, and I used to think about it, I'd be like, I'd buy this for $30,000. And now I'm like, if I'm going to go buy a business, I'm trying to buy something that's $3 million that like.
Yeah, I'm in the middle.
Yeah.
I think your first businesses go with these types of asymmetric bets, right? Yeah. You're like $30,000, get your feet wet, understand the business model, et cetera. And then take that swing, right? Because now you've had a ton of reps. We were talking before, but your templates, how much marketing spend has been generated using your templates?
Yeah, I think at least $100 million of ad spend on the back of
$100 million on the back.
Yeah, we have some
that's
big
insane.
boys.
$100 million on the back of your templates.
Right.
All right. So you've got a lot of reps in.
Yeah.
So now like I get you going and taking that big swing. If you're going to do a deal, like
then we're
go big.
Right.
because the amount of work is the same, whether it's a small deal or a big deal.
Yeah,
I
at the
agree
end
with
of
that.
the day, like other than maybe not having to go finance it, but like,
Yeah, love it.
there's enough people.
Dude, this was fascinating.
A blast.
Tell me and the people,
Mm-hmm.
where can they find you and what's the best way to contact you?
Hit me up on Twitter.
Twitter.
I'm Sam Thompson.
Sam Thompson.
I'm pretty active in the DM, so hit me up.
Okay. I love it. Sam,
I'm
this was
around.
awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely a blast.